In today's video, I want to talk about the 5 qualities that anyone joining your team must have. When I talk to interior designers, a lot of them are thinking about hiring employees instead of hiring an outsourcing team. And I don't think that they realize how much work is involved in not only finding people with skills, but people who are going to want to grow with your company, and that will add a lot of value to your projects, to your company's culture, and so on. So yes, I think those 5 qualities are really important. Some of them may be more obvious than others, but all of them over the years, I have realized that if one of them is missing, along the way, it's not going to work out. Before we get into today's video, I want to introduce myself. I'm Chris, director of KVM Interior Design, an online firm that supports interior designers worldwide with their workload. You know how you start a business because you want more freedom and time with your family, but then you end up glued to your phone worrying about deadlines? We support interior designers with tasks that sit outside their zone of genius so that they can focus on what matters most to them. As a result, they can grow their business without the cost and hassle of having full-time employees. Okay, so back to the subject, the 5 qualities that anyone joining your team, and I say anyone because it could be part-time or full-time employee, it could be a freelancer, an outsourcing firm, whoever you're gonna bring on to help you in your business, it's very important that these people have these skills. The obvious one that I have not included in the list is skills. So you have to be extra clear about what it is that you need help with right now. And when you look for someone, you obviously are looking for someone who has a set of skills that you don't have, or that you need an extra hand on. I will also outline that whenever I'm looking for team members to join my team, I'm always looking for people who have more skills than me. If you start hiring people who have less skills than you, yes, sure, you're bringing in help, but you're not bringing in more value. And most of the time that you want to get back, you're basically going to spend it trying to train that team member. So just think about that. As a business owner, it's very important that we let our ego on the side and that we realize that we're the director of the company, but in many different areas of expertise, we need to be the most stupid people in the room. So everybody on my team is more skilled than me at what they do. I have my own set of skills, and that is why this is what I focus on in my business. Everything else that I'm not doing, I'm looking for people who are more skilled than me. Okay, so number 1, you want to find people who are obviously hardworking, but not only hardworking, you want them to be excited about growing with your business. Every task they take on for you, they do with the intention to do their best job, because the reputation of the business is as important for them as it is for you. They want to truly help your clients, and they know that they're an integral part of your business. Number 2, they need to be collaborative. And what I mean by that is that even if it's just you and her or him, or you have a small team or you have a big team, you want to make sure that these people are very good at working with others, because it might be okay if it's just you and her right now, but what happens when you start growing the business and you add more people into the team? Are they good at brainstorming with others, or are they people who stay in their own work and they don't ask for help, they don't ask for opinions, they don't even necessarily help others? My favorite thing when I was an interior designer working in a firm was that side that you just work as a team, and the project really is better when you can put different opinions together, because everybody's going to have a different point of view, a different background, a different experience, and a different set of skills. So if these people are not really good at working as part of a group, it might become problematic at some point. Number 3, you want to find someone who can easily adapt and who is super flexible. Someone who can adapt in stressful situations like last minute deadlines. They're going to remain calm under pressure, and they're going to prioritize finding solutions rather than just freaking out and staying stuck. And also, as I see in my own team, it's very important. One designer might start a project, but along the way she ends up having an issue and needs to assign the project to someone else, and the person who takes on the project halfway needs to be flexible, needs to adapt, needs to understand what is happening, and people who are too rigid, they're not going to do well in such an environment. Number 4, so To me, it's almost number 4 and 5 are almost the most important for me. Number 4, it's being reliable and trustworthy. This I have had so many experiences when doing trials with designers who were super skilled. My God, they had the best skills, they sounded like a great fit, but then I noticed that they were not reliable, that I couldn't trust them. And the problem is when you can't trust your team members, you add more stress and you waste more of your energy. Because you're basically always going to wonder if for this project you can count on them, or if they're not going to do it, if they're going to miss the deadline. So it's really not worth it. Even if that person has the best skills you've seen so far, they're just not a good fit. For example, today actually, I've had to fire a freelancer who was doing a little bit of work for me because she was not reliable. It was not the first time that she was missing a deadline, and then she's completely unresponsive. And even though she has skills that I haven't found yet in someone else, it's not someone that I can trust, and therefore it's not someone who is going to grow with my business, because I'm only going to get the best for my clients. And also at the end of the day, if the person is not reliable, she's adding stress onto everybody on the team, and it cannot work. And number 5, it kind of goes with number 4, but you want someone who's very good at communicating and who's super loyal. So these could be 5 and 6, but I put them together. As I said, I had to fire this freelancer. She was not only unreliable, but she was failing to communicate. And for me, communication, apart from the skills, is the single most important skill or quality that my team members need, because as long as they can communicate, whether it's positive or negative, if they can communicate, we can always find a solution. So if you have a personal issue and you need to drop the project, if you give us enough time, you can tell us as soon as possible, you can communicate what the issue is, then the rest of the team has time to reassign, redo the project, and deliver on time. And when people go completely unresponsive, that's when you get more stressed, that's when you miss deadlines, and it's very difficult to work with someone who's not able to communicate. So it's something that I've had to repeat many times on my team, because I find that generally people, when they start working, they learn that they have to deal with their own issues. They cannot communicate when they have a problem. And that's when you see that they didn't have good managers, because if they don't feel like they can come to you with problems, it means that they fear you. They're scared that you might fire them. They're not going to help you grow the business. So if they can trust you, you can trust them. And it all comes back to loyalty, because if they feel like they can trust you, that they work in an environment that supports their well-being, they're going to be loyal. They're going to want to grow with you. So communication, super important. You want to avoid an unpleasant situation when someone just disappears. You don't know when they're going to get back to you. And obviously working with people remotely makes the issue a little bit worse, because you don't have people coming into the office every day. So yes, these are the 5 the main ones. But you could also add, for me, it's someone who has a great personality, especially if your goal is to grow a team, or even imagine our clients working with us as an outsourcing firm. They need to know that they're super professional, but they can also easily communicate with them, that they have fun personalities, that they're not rigid and just cold. So that warmth, even online, is very important. So the last thing I will mention to finish off this video is that it's equally important that you do the job of finding people with the right skills, but also that you do your own work to become a better manager. I will do another video. Please watch it, because being a manager is something that comes with having a business, and a lot of people don't learn the basic skills that you need to become a better manager. So make sure you watch the video. I will link it down below, and I'll see you in the next video.